flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Jeff Renahan, First Ward.
Bill Carlos, Second Ward.
Jessica Lopez, Third Ward.
Michael Sapone, Fourth Ward.
Matthew Williver, Fifth Ward.
Ann Churchian, Sixth Ward.
Alicia Salvatore, Town Clerk.
Jim Nelson, attorney for the town.
John Basley, Town Supervisor. Welcome, everybody. Tonight we have 5 public hearings. The first thing on the agenda is a presentation of the tentative budget. It's handed over to the town board members tonight. Felicia will hand out the budgets.
Oh, boy. Thank you.
Once we accept this budget, it'll get turned over to the Finance Committee. Mike Siffone's the chairman, Jeff Renahan, Bill Carlos are on the Finance Committee, and we'll have a public hearing later on in the month, the 30th, I think it is, on the budget. So tonight's budget, it was a tough time. I want to thank all the department heads, some of them which are here tonight, for helping us on putting this budget together and understanding some of the restraints that we're under. There was a few changes in the budget. We had one part-timer to zoning earlier this year, and I look to keep that person on board. I think it's working out very well. We have a leasing program included in this budget for 4 new highway dump trucks, and we also have a leasing program in there for 6 new police cars for next year. And I want to thank the Comptroller's Office for working on that leasing agreement. The tax rate for next year will be reduced from 5.01 to 485. We reduced the taxes in this year's budget, $1,092,606, and we're $1.6 million below the state's tax cap this year. Last year's budget was $29,223,167. This year's budget is $28,130,561, which reduces the line $1,092,606. It's a 3.7% decrease over last year's budget. For the average household, a home assessed at $250,000. Last year, tax rate was $1,247.50. The 2020 tax rate should be $1,207.50, an increase of $40. And a $300,000 home, the 2019 tax rate was $1,400. Charlie, you missed the number. $1,449.70, and the 2020 tax rate will be $1,449, even a decrease of $48. So far, I think we've done good. It was a very tight budget. I think we had some decent changes in refinancing and bonding and some of the things that changed along that line. So I think it's a tight budget. It'll get turned over at this point to the Finance Department, and they have a month to look it over. And at the end of the month, we'll have a public hearing in relation to this budget. So this time, I'll turn over to you, Mike. It's now in the hands of the Finance Committee. If anybody here, they look at the budget, will be posted online. You want to look at it, make any comments on the budget, feel free to either email my office, I'll pass it on to Mike Sifone, or you can email Mike Sifone directly. We'll make sure his link is there. He's a 4th Ward council person, so if you have any issues with the budget, you can reach on there. And if you have any input of anything you think could be changed or any ways we can save any money, we're always open to any ideas that anybody has to offer.
Okay. Thank you, Supervisor.
You're welcome. And tonight's first public hearing is 1 Dutchess Avenue for zoning change. I'd like to make a motion to open that public hearing.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Ma'am?
How's everyone?
Good.
Good.
My name's Loretta Brunello. I live on LaGrange Avenue.
Just,
Have a seat, honey, so I can hear your name.
Is that good? My name's Loretta Brunello. I live on LaGrange Avenue. I've been following this project for a long time because I love water. I grew up by water, I lived by water, and just the remediation itself, cleaning up the Dutton site is amazing. And there's no more chromium or arsenic to have to worry about when I take the dog down to the river. They put a lot of effort into it, and what's already built is incredible. The apartments are just, you have everything you need. and it's a chance to kind of enhance your part of the community as well. The more people, the better the community. Vassar's, putting in all that hospital stuff, you'll be having doctors, nurses, coming here, good ones that want to stay here. I think there was an article in one of the newspapers where town of Poughkeepsie was rated as one of the safest towns. It was one of the top 80 towns and the safest towns to live in, which is good when you see things like that. And you see these brand-new apartments. It's a part of town that, it's a little remote. Nobody really knows it's there, which is good. But it isn't anything that's standing out and being an eyesore for anybody, except the people that live there and the people that commute and the people that go back and forth to work on the train. So it's just been kind of, sad to see it's taking so long. I know a lot of projects take a long time, like the one on 44. That's going to be massive as well, and this is just a small part of that, which it's building a nice niche for your town with the parkland. Parkland's always good. There isn't enough land around to consider parkland. Maybe it'll be a wedding venue, you just don't know, but I just want to say it's a nice project. Go down, take a look. I've looked, and as I was mentioning to someone before, if I'm going to live in one of the apartments, which I'm thinking about seriously, and I've been looking at it, I'd rather live on the town of Poughkeepsie side than the city of Poughkeepsie side. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I've lived in the town of Poughkeepsie for 25 years. City of Poughkeepsie seemed to have, not a lot of problems having the whole thing built, and it'd be sad to see the rest of the land go to waste and just sit there. To have someone clean it up, you saved, they spent a lot of money, but you also saved whatever future contamination was going to get into that river or the adjacent sites. I mean, that's a big plus. Contamination's not nice these days, but Dutton was never made to be accountable for the contamination, and that's kind of sad in itself from not your town board, but, your grandparents. They didn't know what was to come, but now you know what's to come. It's not that big of a project that should have to be held up anymore, and it's beautiful over there. If any of you have been there, but I truly enjoy being there with my dog by the river, to be someplace safe and clean and nice, even if I don't live there. It's nice to have someplace to sit and relax and enjoy, just like the rest of the parks. That's more of a, an adult issue. So I'm just saying, I hope you let it go through without any further, issues that have occurred over the past, and you too also get to enjoy that part of the park.
Thank you.
Loretta,
Thank
can you
you.
just,
Thank you.
Loretta, can you just jot your name down on the sheet?
Yeah.
Right there, thanks, so I spell it correctly.
Is there anybody else who'd like to discuss the Dutton project? Mike, did you want to come up and say something?
Hello.
Thanks for your comments. I just wanted to let everyone know, give you an update. We are continuing to look at the environmental assessment that was given to us by the developer. This board, the town board, is an involved agency under seeker, even though the city was the lead. And so when you eventually do, decide or vote on the rezoning, part of what will have to accompany that is a finding statement, and so we're just preparing the material that would be necessary for that. Waiting on a few more things from the applicant, so hopefully, if you can adjourn this public hearing, we would hope in maybe the beginning of November, the first meeting in November, we would be in a better position to give you some recommendation on the project. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Mike, a quick question.
Yes,
This was a brownfields,
it was.
the whole project, and the state of New York paid the owner of the property money to fix the brownfield, right?
They paid a portion of that. Yeah, I don't believe they paid the entirety of
Do you
it.
remember what that number was?
I don't have it off the top of my head, no.
Was it like 17 million?
I would have to, I'd have to dig
Yeah, it
back.
was
I wasn't here
somewhere-
then. I'd have to dig
Yeah,
back
it
in the
was-
files and find out.
That was a
I
long
could do
time
that.
ago.
Yeah.
And isn't that tax credits though they received?
There's incentives through the state,
Yeah.
depending on the program, and that's a way of, inducing the developer to clean up the property.
But I think Ann's right. I think it was 17 or 18 million dollars plus the incentives for the project. I'm talking about the whole project, not just the town part, but the whole project.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that the brownfield work on this, they have been reimbursed for.
That the state.
The developer.
Oh, okay. Okay, I can try to find out about that. But they do have to clean up. We have that's been completed, all the proper paperwork is in hand for that.
And the last question would be,
Yeah.
what happens if they build this thing and now they still find more stuff along that shoreline, underneath all the rock?
Right. Well, I think the DEC gave it their clean bill of health, so,
Yes. Okay.
as far as I know, that shouldn't be an issue, but,
Okay.
yeah.
Did they ever satisfy all the requirements for the Fairview Fire District and the Town of Poughkeepsie Police Department as far as, they keep saying that they're going to supply, they want the city to supply coverage, and we can't let that happen.
Right, and that's understood.
Okay, because I haven't seen anything in writing about that yet, and about maintaining their parkland and all that.
Okay, I believe some of that is in the application, but we'll make sure to present all of that back to you when we get to that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
As soon as you can, so we have it before that meeting. So
Absolutely.
we're ready for the meeting.
Yeah, like I said, right now, we're kind of waiting for the applicant to provide some information that we need in order to finish our review, so it's kind of in their hands, but I don't expect it'll be much longer before we get that information.
Is part of that review the punch list from the 2016 list?
Well,
of
certainly, I mean,
requirements?
I think we've said all along that, at a minimum, we want to make sure that we check off all those boxes
Right.
from the previous resolution of denial. Right, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's important to be able to override what we did in 2016.
Right.
Okay, good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody else like to discuss this project? If not, I'd like to make the motion to adjourn this public hearing until November
6.
6th,
Second?
7th? Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Public hearing number 2, Town Code Amendment for towing. I'd like to make a motion to open that public hearing.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody here to discuss towing? If not, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this public hearing.
Just a comment, Mr. Supervisor, if I may. We've had a series of meetings with different towers to discuss the new proposed town code. If any of the members of the board have a comment or they want to make it known to us, please do that. Hopefully, we can get this finished in front of us for a vote in the not-too-distant future. But we want to make sure that we've covered all the bases and talked to all the stakeholders. Okay?
Are we gonna have the most recent revisions of that before?
Yes.
Okay.
Bill, what do you think the timeframe is? When do you want to adjourn this to, so we don't keep adjourning?
November 6th.
Okay. Make a motion to adjourn this public hearing November 6th.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Public hearing number 3, amend Town Code 195-36 and 195-44, Marple Road traffic signal stop sign. Make a motion to open that public hearing.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody here to discuss the Marple Road traffic signal stop sign? Sir?
Carl Whitehead, 20-Way Drive. Just wanted to say I've in-laws that live up near that way, and the stop signs seem to be working pretty well the way they are.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this one to November 6th also, because further on in this meeting, we'll be awarding a engineer to do a traffic study for that intersection.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Public hearing number 4, property maintenance occupied property 615 Van Wagner Road. Make a motion to open that public hearing.
Second?
Those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anybody here to discuss this public hearing, 615 Van Wagner Road? If not, make a motion to close this public hearing.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
We got a notice from Mary Jackson. I don't know if you guys read it, but it
Yeah.
says that it was being maintained now and can be removed. So I don't know if you need to. What you want to do with that?
I'd like to make a motion that we can remove this public hearing.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good.
That brings the end of our public hearings, and for tonight's agenda, we have,
There's still another public hearing, Jay?
oh yeah, that one.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Colby, before
Special.
we get to public hearing number 5, I'd like to make a motion to take number 17 and move it to number 1. Do that prior to a public hearing, because that'll affect, that's our date we're setting for a special meeting for the budget hearing. We also won't want to adjourn this public hearing to that date also. We'd like to pass this one first.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Want to read, or you want to read what the
You
others?
can read.
Okay. Be it resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby call a special meeting on Wednesday, October 30th, 2019 at 7 PM at the Town Hall, Town of Poughkeepsie, 1 over Rocker Road, Poughkeepsie, New York, for the following: resolution for the 2020 budget public hearing, and 2, any other matters that may legally come before the board. So moved.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0. Now on to the last public hearing on special districts. I can make a motion to open that public hearing.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anybody here to discuss the special districts? Anybody? This is all the special districts that are listed: lighting, sewer, water, drainage, etc. Anybody? If not, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this public hearing to October 30th, the same time as our budget hearing.
This will just give people an extra chance if
Yeah.
sometimes they get the letter and they don't come in right away. So
And if they have any questions, they come about, once they realize the budget's out there, they can call. It's sort of tied together, so we thought it was a good idea to put them all in the same package at the same time, so everybody can come in and discuss them together. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. That brings us to the end of our public hearings. For tonight's agenda, first thing on the agenda, accept the resignation of Cindy DeCentino from the Police Department. Number 2, accept the retirement of Lieutenant Craig Mizell. 3, appoint Ann Devendorf as Senior Typist in the Police Department. 4, accept retirement of William Burden, Sewer Maintenance Mechanic. 5, award Traffic Study Engineer. 6, contract award for Comprehensive Plan Consultant. 7, set a date for public hearing for Route 9 Mazda rezoning. 8, appoint Joan Quinn alternate from resign and appoint Joan Quinn alternate member to a regular planning board member. 9, Robert Nasser to resign as an alternate and be appointed as a regular planning board member. Number 10, set a date for public hearing for property maintenance occupied 6 Lafco Drive. 11, set a date for public hearing, property maintenance occupied property 65 Channingville. 17, authorize the comptroller, we did already. 18, authorize signs fees to be waived for Dutchess Handmade Pop-Up Shows, Arts and Mid-Hudson Gallery. 19, authorize the supervisor sign an agreement for water storage capacity with Dutchess County Water and Wastewater Authority. 20, Eastdale Bondage Easement offers set the bond. And those are the special consents. Proposed items for special consent for Mark Boland, Highway Department. Special consent 2, award sanitary sewer CIPP spot bid. SC3, approve the Van Wagner Place temporary COs. SC4, authorize a settlement for wastewater damages with Becker. At this point, I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules for any item on the agenda.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Would anybody like to discuss any item that's on the agenda? Mr. Whitehead?
Carl Whitehead, 20 Wayne Drive. Just like to say that the alternate planning board members, Bob and Joan, have been participating pretty well, so I appreciate your vote to bring them up to regular planning board status tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anybody else? If not, make a motion to resume the rules.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Carlos?
Resolution number 5. Be it resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie, pursuant to a public,
Nope, we're on 6.
okay, sorry.
That's all
Sorry.
right.
Be it resolved, the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept with regret the resignation of Cindy DeCinto from the town of Poughkeepsie Police Department effective October 30th, 2019. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on this? So I say thank you. She wrote a very good letter on her way out. Wish her luck in her endeavor going forward. She had a great time. She enjoyed her time in the town of Poughkeepsie. So wish her best of luck. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept with regret the retirement of Craig Meisel, Police Lieutenant of the Town of Poughkeepsie, effective October 25th, 2019. So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions, comments on this one?
How many years did he have with us?
I don't know.
How many years? 20 years.
20 years.
Well, we wish him luck.
Yep. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Good luck on your retirement.
Be resolved, Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Ann Devendorf to the position of full-time senior typist with the Police Department, grade 6, step 1, at the salary of $22 and .0160 an hour, effective Monday, October 21st, 2019, which appointment is subject to probationary period of not less than 8 nor more than 26 weeks per civil service law. And be it further resolved, the town supervisor is authorized to execute and file all documentation required by the Dutchess County Department of Human Resources in connection with this appointment. So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Resolution 9, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept with regret the retirement of William Bergen, sewer maintenance mechanic with the Town of Poughkeepsie Sewer Department, effective October 15th, 2019. So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions on this? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Good luck on your retirement.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the supervisor to retain JMC Site Development Consultants, which has submitted a proposal which is, in the board's opinion, provides the best value to the town to perform a traffic control study for Marple Road and North Grand Avenue, and to provide other traffic services to the town on an hourly basis per the attached proposal. So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions on this one?
Is this something we really should be bidding out, or?
We went out for multiple prices, Ann. We
Yeah.
had 3 different companies come in, we ran them through traffic. Mr. Welty in planning looked at them, I reviewed them, and the town attorney reviewed them. There was
Okay.
3 different quotes that come in. Yeah,
Okay, good.
3 different ones. We did reach out, we didn't just take this one.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, we want to get moving ahead with this now that school is open. That's what we've been waiting for.
Yep, that was, you're absolutely right. That's what we're waiting for, the schools and the colleges we're in, so we get a real true traffic number up there.
So far, the opinion, though, has been very positive. Everybody's moving along, getting in and out of the store, and there's been no issues, so good. We'll see
All
what
those in
happens.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
I think it's you, Jay.
Jay, I just did that one.
That's you.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby awarded the contract for the comprehensive plan update, planning consultant to Nelson Pope and Voorhees LLC for recommendation of the Comprehensive Plan Review Committee at the not-to-exceed price of $130,000. Be it further resolved, the supervisor is authorized to execute a contract agreement with Nelson Pope and Voorhees, subject to approval of the Town Attorney and Director of Municipal Development of the Town of Poughkeepsie. So moved.
Second.
Been a motion and a second. Any questions on this?
Well, we've already met with them. They really are fantastic. And yes, we also did bid it out, and we had 5 proposals come in, and we interviewed with 3 of them. And also, I'd like to mention that this is also being partially funded by our Climate Smart grant. So,
Which is almost half.
yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Whereas the town board has received an application from 2520 Turnpike Realty LLC requesting a change of zoning for a plus minus 5.92 acre portion of tax parcel number 6160-03-100001 located on South Road in the town of Poughkeepsie, consisting of approximately 12.47 acres of land, formerly the Maple Lane Mobile Home Park, from resident multifamily RM to highway business BH, and whereas the proposed zone and map amendment would allow for the expansion of Route 9 Mazda onto the front portion of this adjoining vacant parcel to the south, subject to site plan and special use permit approval by the planning board, and would leave the rear plus minus 6.55 acres zoned RM. And whereas a proposed amendment is attached hereto and incorporated herein, and the town board does hereby waive a verbatim reading of said amendment and does direct that said amendment be spread across the record as if it in fact had been read verbatim. And whereas the action to amend the zoning map is an unlisted action under the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, and whereas by resolution 65-7 of 2019, the town board consented to the planning board serving as a lead agency to coordinate the environmental review of the proposed action pursuant to Article 8 of the Environmental Conservation Law. Referred the matter to Dutchess County Department of Planning and Economic Development for a recommendation pursuant to GML 239-M, and referred the matter to the Town Planning Board for an advisory report pursuant to Town Code Section 210-154. And whereas a written response dated July 3rd, 2019 was received from the Dutchess County Department of Planning and Development, and that said response stated that adoption of the proposed zone and map amendment is a matter of local concern. And whereas on September 19, 2019, the Town Planning Board as lead agency determined that the proposed project will not have a significant adverse impact on the environment and that no environmental impact statement will be required for the reasons set forth in secret negative declaration for an unlisted action dated September 19, 2019. And whereas on September 19, 2019, the Town Planning Board voted to convey a positive recommendation to the Town Board regarding adoption of the proposed zone and map amendment. And whereas amending the zone and map requires a public hearing, now therefore be resolved that, 1, the Town Board hereby sets a public hearing on the proposed zone and map amendment for November 6, 2019 at 7 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter may come to be heard in the Town Hall, 1 over Rocket Road, Poughkeepsie, New York. And 2, the Town Board directs the Town Clerk to provide for public notice of said hearing per Town Code 210-156. So moved.
Second.
A motion second. Any further questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Resolution 13. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept the resignation of Joan Quinn, who presently serves as an alternate member of the Town of Poughkeepsie Planning Board, and appoint her to serve as a regular member of the Town of Poughkeepsie Planning Board through the end of 2019 to fill the unexpired term of former member Brian Powers, effective immediately. So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept the resignation of Robert Nasser, who presently serves as an alternate member of the Town of Poughkeepsie Planning Board, and appoint him to serve a regular member of the Town of Poughkeepsie Planning Board through December 31st, 2021, to fill a vacant, unexpired term effective immediately. So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Just so everybody knows, this now leaves 2 vacancies in your alternate position, so if there's anybody out there, feel free to contact us. And as of now, I think 3rd Ward is not represented, so if there's definitely anybody in the 3rd Ward, please let us know. We could discuss with you further, myself and Jessica Lopez, on your interest with the planning board and maybe getting you to join in.
Whereas in order to remedy, a copy of which is attached here too has been issued for property located at 6 Lafco Drive, Town of Poughkeepsie, State of New York, pursuant to Chapter 159A, mowing of unoccupied properties of the Town of Poughkeepsie Town Code, and whereas said order to remedy has not been complied with, now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby set the 6th day of November 2019 at 7 p.m. at the Town Hall, Town of Poughkeepsie, 1 over Rocket Road, Poughkeepsie, New York, as for the time, date, and place of a public hearing, to consider a recommendation from the zoning administrator that the town or its contractor remove and, as needed, continue to remove all garden waste, fallen tree limbs, cut grass to a height not to exceed 12 inches, and to maintain throughout the growing season all at the above property, so it will not become overgrown and unsightly. All at the property, the cost of work which shall constitute a lien and charge on the above real property until paid, satisfied, or discharged, and shall be collected in the same manner as other town charges. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion second. Any questions on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Resolution 16, whereas in order to remedy, a copy of which is attached here too, has been issued for property located at 65 Channingville Road, Town of Poughkeepsie, State of New York, pursuant to Chapter 159A, mowing of occupied properties of the Town of Poughkeepsie Town Code, and whereas said order to remedy has not been complied with, now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby set the 6th day of November 2019 at 7 p.m. at the Town Hall, Town of Poughkeepsie, 1 over Rocket Road, Poughkeepsie, New York, as and for the time, date, and place of a public hearing to consider a recommendation from the zoning administrator that the town or its contractor remove and as needed continue to remove all garden waste, fallen tree limbs, cut grass to a height not to exceed 12 inches, and maintain throughout the growing season all of the above property, so it will not become overgrown and unsightly, all of the above property, the cost of which work shall constitute a lien and charge in the above real property until paid, satisfied, or discharged, and shall be collected in the same manner as other town charges. So moved.
Second?
Motion second. Any questions on these? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Oh, that's right. We've already done 17, so 18. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize Linda Mason Reed on behalf of the Arts Mid-Hudson to post 3 yard signs and 1 banner, 2 feet by 4 feet, for advertising of the Duchess Handmade Pop-Up Shop at Arts Mid-Hudson Gallery, 696 Duchess Turnpike, Poughkeepsie, which said event is from November 1st, 2019 to December 21st, 2019, and said signs will be located along the Duchess Turnpike adjacent to the office property located at 696 Duchess Turnpike, with all signs to be retrieved at the end of the event. And be further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby waive the sign permit fees related to this event. So moved.
Second.
Get a motion and a second. Any questions on this? Well, I say it's a great place to shop during the holiday, and it's always an honor, I think, and this board feels that going out and actually supporting our arts is a great project, and you should go out and see what's out there to be offered. 19.
We have to vote on that.
We need to vote.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
That's tonight.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the supervisor to consent to and execute on behalf of the town the agreement for water storage capacity between the Town of Poughkeepsie and Dutchess County Water and Wastewater Authority, TCWWA, to provide 60,000 gallons of water storage capacity in the town's water storage facility. Be it further resolved that this agreement represents part of the ongoing administration of the Town of Poughkeepsie's affairs with no change which would create a substantial adverse environmental impact. Is a type 2 action requiring no secret review. So moved.
Second.
The motion second. Any questions on this one?
This is a relatively small percentage of our water storage capacity,
Gallon
right?
tank, yeah.
Yeah.
This is just so, Dutchess County Water and Wastewater will have storage for fire flow at the airport, and we received a shared service grant to work on another storage tank.
Right.
Them and possibly Pleasant Valley. So instead of them going and putting a tank in, this will hold them over until we go through that discussion to see what we come about. And hopefully we get something out of it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. 0. I would like to move number 20 till after executive session.
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
21, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby grant special consent to the following items to wit: appoint Mark W. Boland in Highway Department, award sanitary sewer SIP spot bid, approve Ben Wagner place temporary COs, and authorize a settlement for wastewater damages. Be it further resolved that upon the objection of any member of the town board, an item may be removed from the list and voted on separately. So moved.
Second?
Motion is second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Special consent 1, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Mark W. Boland to the position of full-time motor equipment operator with the Town Highway Department at the salary of $21 per hour, effective Monday, October 7th, 2019, which appointment is subject to a probationary period of not less than 8 nor more than 26 weeks per civil service law. And be it further resolved that the town supervisor is authorized to execute and file all documents required by the Dutchess County Department of Human Resources in connection with this appointment. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Whereas the sanitary sewer pipe SIP spot repairs 2019-2 bid was opened on September 25th, 2019, and whereas 2 bidders, PK Songer and National Water Main Company, apparently miscalculated their base bid line items, and whereas the town has received requests from both PK Songer and National Water Main Company, copies annexed, requesting that their bids be withdrawn due to a calculation error. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize both PK Songer and National Water Main Company to withdraw their bids pursuant to the General Municipal Law 10311 for the reason set forth in said letters, and does determine that their bid bonds be and the same is hereby released, and be it further resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby award the contract for the above cited project to the lowest bidder, American Underground Services, for the sum of $53,164, and be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to execute contract agreement with said contractor upon the receipt of the town of all required insurances, bonds, and other submissions. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions, discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 7-0. I'd like to table number 3 till after executive session, and number 4 also till after executive session.
Second.
And at this point, before we go into executive session, I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules for any town item at all.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
If anybody would like to address the board on any item at all, please feel free.
Good evening. Bruce and Eve Gendron, 27 Timberland Drive. We're here as a follow-up to an April item which was discussed. On February 11th, the town issued us a permit to dig a sewer on our property and across a neighbor's easement, an easement on a neighbor's property. In April, the town voted to accept an offer of cession of a municipal grade sewer line, which we would install at our expense across that easement. And to date, we have not been able to, we've not been allowed to dig to install that sewer. We are here to request that the town please allow us to dig the sewer and place the sewer because we are at the end of digging season. We really can't wait any longer. Without a sewer line, we do not have a house. So respectfully, we've also written a letter to Mr. Baisley to discuss an executive session regarding this. We've also discussed this well past Mr. Nelson's interest in the matter. So
He's always interested.
So, and I'm sure he can enlighten you on many of the issues regarding this as well. So that's why we're here.
I want to thank you both for coming, and as I told you on the phone, we will discuss it.
Okay.
Yes.
One other
And I will get
request.
back to you.
One other request, and that is, if you do accept, for the purposes of the session of the sewer line, because we are at the end of growing season, by no means at our doing, due to circumstances beyond our control, because we're at the end of a growing season, we are asking that for the purposes of accepting the cession of the sewer line, that the easement be considered restored and the lawn be considered restored as of grading and reseeding, rather than waiting for the grass to grow to maturity.
Understandable.
Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming out.
Thank you.
Anybody else like to discuss anything in relation to the town at all? Anybody?
Before we go to consent, I'm going to say one thing.
Make a motion to resume the rules?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Sabel?
Before we go to executive session, I just wanted to take a minute to thank Supervisor Baisley and Highway Superintendent Mark Pfeiffer for allowing me the privilege to spend my days at the Highway Transfer Station and collect items for the veterans this year. We did a remarkable job. I still have items available in my garage I need to bring over there, just haven't boxed them up yet. But this board approved it. Felicia Ann has been there, so I thank everybody involved. Everybody did a great job, and thank you very much, Mark, and the Highway Department for putting up with me all those days.
Did you make out okay this year, as far as getting quite a
We
bit of
did
stuff?
very well. I think I've dropped off over 9 boxes of supplies already to the Semper Fi parents at Hudson Valley, and I have one more box to go. I just have to box it up.
You know, Felicia put a box outside her office, and every once in a while, we get a decent amount of stuff out of that box.
Well, I'm sure they appreciate
I
it.
think 3 times it filled up.
When I drop it off, I don't tell them who it's from. I just go inside, drop it off, and leave.
I don't know
So-
who put the stuff in there.
Nope, but, just wanted to thank Mark for putting up with me.
Okay.
I have one quick, if I may. Just one last reminder that this Saturday, October 5th at 11 a.m., we're doing the ribbon cutting at 11 a.m. for our new Over Rocker Park. And following that will just be a nice community day. Lots of goodies for the kids, some hot food, drinks. We have Barefoot Monkeys from Vassar coming to perform, so it should be a really nice day. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Make a motion. Go to executive session.
So moved.
Second.
You there?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. Be it resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby adjourn to executive session to consider the following. One, discussion regarding proposed pending or current litigation, and to discuss matters which are exempt under the open meeting law, including matters subject to the attorney-client privileges. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Town of Poughkeepsie Town Board goes into executive session at 7:41 PM. Resolution number 20 is the first one that we discussed in executive session. Whereas MHTC Development LLC, which is developing the Eastdale Project on Route 44, has requested the town issue temporary certificates of occupancy for certain portions of the project, has also tendered to the town assignments of sewer easements and the ownership of sewer improvements serving the Eastdale Project, and whereas the town of Poughkeepsie Town Board has considered MHTC's request and offer, now therefore be resolved, the town board of town of Poughkeepsie consents to the building department issuing temporary certificates of occupancy for Eastdale Village buildings 9, 10, 11 for 180 days, provided that MHTC shall have first completed the work called for on Exhibit A hereto in a manner acceptable for the town engineering, building, water and sewer departments prior to the issuance of the temporary certificates of occupancy. Complied with all the New York State DOT and DCDHCH conditions, and further provided the principal of MHTC, Joseph T. Kirchhoff, shall provide to the town a personal guarantee that MHTC work described in below in Exhibit B will be completed before the expiration of the 180-day temporary certificate of occupancy in a manner acceptable to all the above town departments. Be it further resolved that upon completion of the work called for in Exhibits A and B, before the expiration of temporary certificate of occupancy, the town will accept the assignments of sewer easements and easements at Exhibit C and the pipes, pumps, and other improvements and appurtenances on receipt of an as-built plat of the easements showing manholes, generator, access road, pump stations, certified to the town and MSPR title agency, together with a title insurance policy in form acceptable to the attorney for the town covering those easements and improvements, which shall include access to generator improvements shown on sheet 3 of 4 of MHTC Development LLC Access Construction and Maintenance Easement dated June 28, 2019. Said title policy to be an amount acceptable to the supervisor after consulting with the director of development, town engineer, and attorney to the town. So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Any further questions on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
I'm just going to state Joe Kirchhoff's name has 2 H's, not 1.
Okay.
We'll fix that.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. That's C3.
Okay. Whereas the Van Wagner Place Development Projects, Springside and 33 Arlington have received planning and development approvals, and over time, as work progressed, have applied for and received multiple tenant-based temporary certificates of occupancy for portions of the projects rather than their master certificates of occupancy. And whereas certain work remains to be done, including traffic signal removal, sidewalk ramp repair, and the submission of a certified as-built survey and the certification of construction compliance. And whereas after considering the project status and the developer's position, the development director has suggested that these temporary certificates should be equitably closed out by the developer, paying to the town the full balance due on the longest open certificates at each site, Springside and 33 Arlington. Now therefore be it resolved that the permanent certificates of occupancy for the project may be issued by the building department, providing that the following terms are complied with within 45 days of the adoption of this resolution. 1, the completion of all work, open work as certified after inspection by the town engineer and building department, and 2, payment of all outstanding engineering, legal, and other escrow and fee balances, and 3, payment of the balances due as of the date of payment for Springside permit number 201-40817 and 33 Arlington permit number 201-70018, September 13, 2019, balances of $12,750 and $7,250 respectively, and provided that if any of the above conditions are not timely met, this resolution shall be of no force or effect, and several temporary certificates fees for the project shall continue to accrue. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Special consent 4. Be it resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the settlement of the suit brought by Deborah Becker for wastewater damages for $1,850 in receipt of a general release. So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. We've come to the end of our town board meeting.
Well, one more.
Oh.
One more.
Good.
The
Oh, that's right.
Gendrons.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
We're waiting.
He's been waiting a long time.
Okay, somebody would maybe consider making a motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second the motion.
I'll second.
Let him say it.
But let Jim state the motion.
All right.
Saying that the supervisor is authorized to sign a contract with Eve and Bruce Gendron for the installation and town acceptance of a sewer line on substantially the same terms as the April 2019 three-party contract for said sewer line, if the three-party contract is not received by Monday, October, and I forget the date.
7th. 7th. Monday,
October
October 7th.
7th, 2019.
So moved.
Motion second.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Now we done?
No, we're done.
Then make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Good evening, everybody.